character I play thinks he's a villain, but he's really nice. I think I'm nice, but I'm really terrible.
OK，
最萌小小兵迷你老板格鲁使坏崛起，史蒂夫卡尔自嘲私下超坏，都装好人。
Good night. Good night.
Yes, yes, yes. Good night.
Good night.
No!
哇，可爱又迷人的小小兵回来啦！卖座续集《小小兵2：格鲁的崛起》带影迷一窥他们的迷你老板格鲁如何从坏蛋小粉丝变身成最强坏蛋，却又在使坏时拯救了世界。但他真的那么坏吗？为格鲁献身的史蒂夫卡尔可不这么认为。
This is the 5th time you ever play Group, and do you remember the first time you played this role, and what's the difference?
I do remember the first time. My kids were little, and now they're not little. The difference is mostly the voice. The older Gru has a much deeper, raspy voice, and also just personality-wise, it's a little more closed off when you find his character in that first movie. He's a bit of a hermit, very much a loner. And in this movie, young Gru is very much more open to the world around him and incredibly earnest.
The movie is setting in 1976. Does that make you feel like back in time or back to your childhood?
For sure. I remember all of this stuff. I remember rotary phones. I remember vinyl records. I remember wearing bell bottoms and long hair. So all of that, the technology, the fashion, I lived through it. I embraced it. It's a part of my childhood for sure.
It's about your age that time, maybe 14 years old. I'm curious about what did you want to do when you were 10?
I wanted to be a professional hockey player. I was a big sports guy, and that was my love at that time. But like little kids, that's you dream of. I thought being a fireman would be a great job at one point. I wanted to be a teacher at one point. 1 month it could be something completely different than the next. But I think for a long time I wanted to play hockey.
Yeah, and then you become an actor, you can experience everything you want.
Right. I can pretend that I'm a good enough hockey player to play professional hockey. Okay. Well, that I can't even pretend anymore.
Okay, so that we know that Guru's a little bit despicable, but you are such a nice person. So is that playing this role show some inner bad thought from yourself?
Well, he's a little despicable. He says he's a villain, but he's not really. He wants to be or thinks he wants to be a villain, but he's really a sweet person. But conversely, I pretend to be super nice, but I'm horrible. So I think that's where you find the juxtaposition, is that, and the irony really, and the paradox is that character I play thinks he's a villain, but he's really nice. I think I'm nice, but I'm really terrible.
No, you are such a nice person. Thank you. I think that's all my time. Thanks for the time. Thank you.
Thanks. Well, I'll leave it on that.
Okay.
今年暑假有酷炫的动作，坏家伙，小零嘴，更多的坏家伙，紧身小裤裤，惊人的爆破，电动卡打虾，修女踢笑修女，托托戴牙套的托托，胸毛，瑜伽，击掌，击点九桃，开 party， 还有功夫，准备迎接小小兵2格鲁的崛起。7月20戏院见。